Alright, so what you see here are a pair of really cheap LG speakers that I managed to pick up from a local secondhand store that I'm currently doing a week of community service at, because you get what you give, and that's clearly the case. Yesterday, I managed to walk home with a set of Sennheiser wireless headphones, which is good because I bought a pair of Razer wireless headphones about 3-4 years ago before I really cared about good sound quality, and I've been meaning to replace them for so long, but I haven't had the 300 or 400 bucks it was going to cost me. And I managed to walk away yesterday with a perfectly working set for not a single cent. But anyway, today I walked home with these here. These are some cheap LG speakers. They got no branding on them, but I looked up the model number. It's written on the back of one. Let me just pick this thing up. This thing weighs the best part of half a kilo. And here, I looked up that model. It's a cheap 2.0 system and 10 watts program of 10 watts of max power. Trying to get it so it's not washed out. These things weigh like literally a couple 100 grams. I could probably punch a hole straight through the side, but I can't be bothered breaking my hand. Frequency range is 100 Hz to 18 kilohertz. I hooked them up before and they sounded absolutely terrible, so I'm gonna blow them out because why not? And yeah, so I'm just gonna quickly cut the grills off and let's see what's underneath. I can see tweeter here and what looks like a 4-inch woofer here, so let's see what's underneath the grills. Alright, so I cut the grill properly off the first one and just left it on the second one because, God, the grill must be the strongest component on these speakers. But anyway, as I didn't really expect, there is a fake tweeter. Let me see if I can get the lighting right. That's a fake tweeter. That's actually a port for this cheap little woofer we have right here. There's a cloth surround around the edges. I think it dimples. Yeah, it dimples. But to the people out there that like speakers like this, they sound absolutely terrible. And I'll dissect them at the end. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that. I think I'm probably going to need a hammer and smash open the boxes. But here's the insides of the speakers, or the drivers. There's just a fake port that's actually a tweeter, and a full range 3.5, 4-inch that dimples, but it sounds absolutely horrible. And the cones, look how easy they bend. But yeah, let's hook these 10 watt max speakers up to one of my Sturm Vega amps, which push the best part of 3000 watts RMS. I know I always mix them up, and then I've convinced myself in my head that they can push 5K, even though I know they probably can't. They push rated 2800, probably push 3K. They are very powerful. Sorry about bumping the tripod then. But yeah, let's hook up this one on the right here, and let's see what I can do. Let's hope for some smoke. There probably won't be too much because they are in a box, which is probably a good thing for me. But I might blow the first one out in the box, see what sort of reaction we get, and then I'll take the driver out of the second one. So, without further ado, let's hook up the first one. Alright, so I've moved the tripod a little bit just to get a little bit closer to that little tiny woofer. But without further ado, here we go with the first one. We're not on a bass part of this song, but it doesn't really matter because of how weak this woofer is. Oh yes, feel the bass. There it goes. That one lasted a very short amount of time. Anyway, it's pretty boring when they're in their box like that because they just don't really do much. So what I'll do with this second one, it's disconnected from the coil, I think. Oh no, it hasn't. It's just bendy, very bendy cone. What I'll do with the second one is I'll pull it out of the box, and we might actually get a little bit more of a show from the second one because unfortunately doing it like that you don't get to see much. Alright, so here we are with the driver, and let's take a look at the size of this magnet. Whoa, look at the size of that voice coil. Can we see that little... Oh yeah, that must be the size of my finger. Anyway, let's just give this thing the best part of a couple watts. Oh yeah, alright. Currently registering on my amp is pushing about 5 watts, and it's working pretty hard. Let's start to ramp it up. I'm probably pushing 10, 20. Probably getting closer to 50-ish now. Yeah, okay. Not the most interesting speakers in the world because there's not a lot to them. But there is a bit of smoke just in the air there. You actually cannot see it. Mind the acoustic foam up there, I don't exactly know what it's doing. But yeah, well, very uneventful video. These two little speakers here barely did a thing because of the size of them. They have barely any coil compared to some of the other speakers I've blown out, so didn't really expect too much smoke, and damn, I was right. But let's have a look. It's a 4 ohm 5 watt. I thought it was weird that they were 4 ohm because I thought they were 2-way, and I was like, surely they'd have a crossover, and the crossover would make them 8 ohms. But no, it was just a single full range, and the wire just went directly through. I don't know if GASS is a brand or something, but it's a very cheap speaker. I could probably, yep, bend that there. That's how weak these things are. Let's just have a quick look before I, yeah, look at that. That's how weak these things are. Now I'm not gonna say like, not gonna be cocky or whatever, but I'm not weak in the sense that like I can't lift anything because I go to the gym and all that, but that is some very cheap speaker, right? If I'm able to pancake it with my hands, that's saying something. But yeah, I'll have a look at the coil. I could probably rip my way into it somehow. Let's have a look. Oh, seems the material it's actually made out of is half decent. But yeah, I'm gonna probably lose some skin if I do that, and I can't be bothered with that, so I'll get a knife, I'll get the other one, and we'll cut them open, and we'll see what is inside this pancake. Let's just start it off with the pancake here. Oh, there we go. Coil's still orange by the looks of things. There's definitely some separation. You can see there it's actually not even on where it's supposed to be. The coil's just come off. But yeah, there's not really many signs on the pancake of, you know, being really burnt. If anything, it's probably just a little wire snap because of how heavy duty these woofers are. But anyway, now let's just have a quick look. Let's see what's inside. This one here that isn't quite a pancake just yet, but I can't be bothered doing it to this one. Anyway, I'm going to pull the cone off this one, and we'll see what the damage is like on this here one. We go with the not so pancaked one. And yeah, the voice coil's gone a bit more orange on this one. Let me turn my flash down even more. Voice coil's definitely a bit more orange on this one here. It's got a tiny bit more burning to it. But yeah, no black like I like to see on the other woofers. But yeah, tiny little woofers, not much magnet, not much coil to them, so I wasn't expecting a super big show. So apologies if you were expecting that. There's not going to be a great show from these. There's not going to be that big clickbait thumbnail with all the smoke behind the woofer because these little full range things have no power behind them whatsoever. This one actually feels a bit stronger than the last one, I think. Oh no, it's not. I can bend them both. Pancake. Oh, no, I can't actually do this one. This one might be stronger. It's weird. Maybe if I was to do the other, I really can't be bothered. My thumbs are really sore. But anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed watching these really cheap LG speakers. You can see over there, that plastic there was just glued to the front there. So definitely resembles the amount of power they're expecting to push through these. Also, just quickly, if you guys want to see, let me turn my flash up some more. The Beamer speakers, we all know the Beamers, the ones I got for free, just like everything else I seem to be getting at the moment. If you guys want to see me replace the woofers, I'm going to replace the woofers with the 15s I have in my cupboard, which are the 15s out of the custom towers that I built a while ago. If you want to see a video on me replacing them, I'm going to do that, just because I want to see. I know the other ones sounded really good. These are great woofers by all means, but these ones have rust on the back of them. They've also got like the frostbite effect, and they aren't great looking from behind, so I could probably benefit from some nicer woofers. And I might use the vintage Sony speakers as the mid-ranges. Obviously I can't really replace the horns because I don't have any spare 1-inch horns. I have 2-inch horns, but not 1-inch. And if you want to see a video on me doing that, call it maintenance on the Beamers or something, let me know in the comment section below, because any help's a good amount of help, and I'd much appreciate it. So thank you guys for watching these cheap little speakers, and yeah, we'll catch you in the next blowing speaker video, or whatever video comes out next.